Tucked away in the picturesque countryside of Oxfordshire sits one of the most overlooked Neolithic monuments in Britain. Wayland Smithy. It's one of the oldest stone structures in England, an ancient long barrow with a unique story. It's first mentioned in an Anglo-Saxon charter in 955 AD. The charter was written to define who owned what lands, and this ancient burial chamber was used as a boundary marker since it was such a prominent feature in the landscape. We still use the Anglo-Saxon name today. Wayland was a genius blacksmith in Anglo-Saxon folklore. He could make the finest armor and jewelry. He even crafted armor for Beowulf. He was not a god, but his creations were supernatural. Wayland was kidnapped by a cruel king who wanted Wayland to work for him and him alone. He cut Wayland's hamstrings and left him permanently wounded. Wayland toiled away, making beautiful things for the king, whilst slowly plotting his revenge. When the time was right, he snuck out and killed the king's sons, and then escaped on a winged contraption that he had made himself. He flew to safety and set up a new forge in the depths of this chamber. But this place is far older than the Anglo-Saxons. Built 5,500 years ago. It was built in two phases. The stone structure we see here today is much grander than the original, which was built out of timber, and not for grandeur, but out of necessity. Something violent happened here. This tomb was the final resting place of at least 14 people. 5 were killed either by blunt force trauma to the head or arrow wounds. The cause of death for the others was indeterminable, but none of them were elderly. Farming was becoming widespread in Britain, and conflict broke out over land. Archaeological records show that violence was more common in the Neolithic period than it had been in previous eras. But that wasn't the only danger. Population density was increasing. Pathogens from animals caused diseases such as influenza, tuberculosis, and measles. Sudden violence and illness struck this community, killing its high-ranking members who were worthy of an honourable burial. With no time to haul huge sarsen stones, timber would have to do. The tomb was sealed and left for 100 years. Then, the building started again, this time with precision. These huge sarsen stones were erected at the entrance, and the timber chamber was replaced with stone. 7 more people were added to the tomb over the course of the next few decades. These people, unlike those that came before them, didn't meet with a violent end. It was one of the last stone burial chambers to be built in this style, at least 200 years later than nearby West Kennet Long Barrow, suggesting that the builders might have felt the need to create a sense of history and to claim a long ancestral connection to this place.